at the Zhuhai yard in July, just about the 4th of July in 2024. And we're going to show you the Selene 45 that's about 90% complete. It's just going through system checks right now and a few final things. But this boat is going to the U.S., East Coast U.S., and we're looking forward to show it to you. So follow me down. We're looking at the Selene 45 that's going to the East Coast. You can see the typical Selene Samson post. We have a single anchor on here. It's a Bruce stainless steel anchor that comes with the boat. And we're going to take you aboard and show you the rest of the boat. Keep in mind that this boat is not complete yet, but we wanted to give you a sneak peek on it. So follow me aboard. First thing you'll notice on these is this beautiful teak combing on all of our Selene classic models. There's 28 coats of varnish on this. It's just exquisite, all solid teak all the way around. You can see here the thickness of it. This is some really beautiful work that is done on these boats. I'm standing in the cockpit of the boat. Lots of room back here, plenty of room for a couple seats back here. You can fish off the back of this. We have two supports for the Flybridge deck, and this boat has two side decks. So if you follow me around this way, we'll go down the port side deck. This is a Pilothouse door. It's a Dutch door, waterproof, really high quality. Notice the stainless steel window frames on this boat. And the wiper system, and of course our reverse straight windows, the Selene signature. Lots of reasons for that. Check out my technical talk on reverse straight windows if you want to find out more. Moving forward, the foredeck is a nice safe area up here. We've got a nice big Maxwell windlass with an anchor chain, gypsy on one side, rope gypsy on the other, and Samson post, traditional Selene. Looking down at the sole on the foredeck, there's a big hatch. That is for the stateroom down below. Lots of good ventilation. And this boat has power inlets both in the front and the back. All right, let's go back around the other side of the Portuguese bridge. It's kind of fun walking around these boats because every time I get on these boats, I see other things to point out. So down here is a water fill, so easy to get to. This is a vent for the water tank, and then behind, right here is just more storage. Tons of storage on this boat. For a 45-foot boat, it's an incredible amount of storage. These are wrapped up for protection right now, but these are stainless rails that go around the Portuguese bridge. And you can note also the stainless rails on the foredeck. Nice height. We're not down around your knees. We're up around almost your hips, so it's nice and safe up here. Come on around. We'll go back to the starboard side deck. Down 3 steps. And then we're in a covered area, which is really nice, especially if you're up in the Pacific Northwest where it rains a lot. Here is a side door, so if you're docking at a dock that's a little bit higher, you can enter and exit off the side door. Swings in, so you're not gonna mistakenly leave it unlocked and fall out. Okay. So that's our circumnavigation of the 45. Let's go inside now. I'm going to kick my shoes off. You can see there's a few other people inside that we may run into, but come on in. Did I mention that it's really hot outside and really cool in here? You got the air conditioning running. They're checking out the systems. You can see that they're starting to put the cushions in. They still have covers on it because it is a brand new boat. We haven't delivered it yet. Up here is vents for the air conditioning. So you guys can't feel it or see it, but you got nice air conditioning venting all around the salon. Gives you nice, easy cooling in here. Really nice. Over on this side, we have a pop-up TV. I believe it's a 50-inch TV. In the back, we have a nice big window. We do have sliding windows on either side, sliding opening windows, so you get really good ventilation. If it's not 95 degrees out, you can have the windows open, door open, and this is a waterproof door. So nice waterproof door, and it's a Dutch door. So a little stiff because it's brand new, but if you have a dog or some kids and you're worried about them running out on the deck, they have the Dutch door open. I'm going to close the door to keep the heat out, keep it cool in, as we talk a little bit more about it. If you look down at the cabin soles, so these cabin soles are teak and holly, and you'll notice over here there's a big hatch, but it's underneath this counter area. So that hatch is to be able to remove the engine. There's also a soft patch above us. Engines are the last thing we put in these boats, or one of the last things, for a number of reasons. But the big advantage is you get to be able to move that engine out if you ever need to rebuild it or do serious work on it, or generator. So this boat has a commissary, and for those of you that aren't familiar with Selene's, we've been doing commissaries on these boats ever since the beginning. And what that means is you have a dedicated area for storage that's easy to access. So I'm going to open up the commissary and follow me down, and we'll take a peek around the commissary. Okay, down into the commissary. Okay, commissary. Tons of storage. Just tons. There's shelving here and behind all of these doors. So you want to stow food for your long trip, this is a place to do it. And as you notice, all the woodwork, it's finished woodwork. Everywhere you look, even behind these doors, you'll see everything inside here is finished. And over here is a freezer. So we're putting these drawer freezers in. Really nice, easy to access. Nice drawer fridges. And then over here is your air conditioning, access to your air conditioning. So all the systems on this boat is really easy to get to. Through hulls, all the through hulls are closing even above the waterline. So down in the commissary that we just went through, the steps up, there's 4 steps up, easy to get to. You can get to it from inside the boat. You don't have to go outside the boat to access the commissary. As you look around this boat, the thing that's really striking is beautiful finish work on this boat. If you look up on the ceiling, it's all detailed. It's not just simple panels. Howard does an awesome job of artwork in his boats. All of the wood is solid. All of the edges are curved and rounded. I don't think there's a square corner on this boat. All nice fiddles, nice handholds. You look inside, every door is finished behind it, every cabinet is finished. And you get to design your boat. So we've spoken about it before. Selene's are semi-custom. And what that means is you have the ability to design your boat and make it your boat. So you may not like these 2 chairs here, You may want a couch over here. We can do it, no problem at all. So we use VMAR switching on all the switches and VCM on all the lights. All the lights throughout the boat are LED. You can get dimming lights as well if you want to dim every switch on the boat or just a few. We can do that for you. I think one of the things that when you're on these 45s, it's just amazing. This is a 45-foot boat. The space in this boat is huge. Not only the quality, but the layout of the boat is just the best. So I'm a little partial. I sell Selenes. I want you to buy a Selene. But if you look around, and we encourage you to look around, you'll see that Selenes really, really do a good job of layout and quality. We're going to take a look at the Galley right now. This boat has kind of a white marble Korean style countertop with big fiddles. These are all options you can select. If you don't like the white, you can pick your own color. If you don't like the high fiddles, you can do a lower fiddle or no fiddle at all. Everybody seems to be wanting these really big single sinks now rather than double sinks. This boat has that single sink, nice deep single sink that we put on these boats. In the corner over here, you'll see the stove. This is a Force 10 stove that we put on these boats, but we can put on any stove that you want, stove and oven. Above me is cabinetry, and if you get a little close-up view on this woodwork, you can't even feel the seams. All the solid teak. If you ever do ding this up, all you need to do is sand it and refinish it. No problem at all. Also in the Galley, we have a Vitrifrigo fridge and 2-drawer freezer. So lots of storage, easy to get to. You don't have to get down on your knees to get into the bottom freezer. Got a microwave up here with exhaust fan underneath. Storage, this whole area over here is storage. Let me take a close-up of this drawer. So Selene workers are not just woodworkers, they're cabinet makers. But you get beautiful, beautiful woodwork. There's some tools in there for now, but that's more storage. And more storage here, which has some tools that we're hiding from you guys. And we utilize every space that is available. So here is access to deep storage. So you do need deep arms for that, but you will figure out ways to store items down there. Your longer range items be in there. And then behind the stove, to maximize the space that's underneath the settee in the Pilothouse, you have these nice drawers. And again, everything is finished. There is no IKEA on this boat. Get a nice round window in your galley, so when you're working here, you can see out easily. Let's go down into the staterooms and also into the engine room. We'll do the staterooms first, but they're both accessed from this staircase. Follow me down, and while we go down, just look at the handholds that are on here, the solid teak handholds. Everywhere you go, there are handholds. Going down the stairs, the railing on the side, solid teak also. Really nice, easy to grasp. As you get to the bottom of the steps, there's a storage closet. It's cedar lined for your life jackets or hanging clothing here. Down below is access to air conditioning equipment and also some electrical equipment down there. This is the engine room. We'll come back to that. Right now, let's go into the first bathroom. Note the door handles on this. Again, all the hardware on the boat is top quality. Going into the head, we use Tecma toilets, the best. Storage. Everywhere that there's space, we use it. There's an opening port in this head, and then more storage above. And behind that panel is access to electrical runs. And then the shower right now has a couple fire extinguishers in there, but full stand-up shower. I'm actually going to go in there. Pardon the tools, but you can see I'm about 5'8", so it's got to be probably 6'6" headroom in here, and plenty of room to move around with an opening port as well in the shower. Same Corian countertop for the head counters, and then Growy faucets. So top quality Growy faucets. So as you can see on the medicine cabinet, and the mirror, it's lighted on either side. So good light in here. And behind the door, there's actually some more storage. Okay, moving forward, I'm gonna go across the hallway into the second stateroom. This is the guest stateroom. And this stateroom has 2 bunks. The upper bunk right now is pulled out. There is an insert here, if I can get it out. And this moves in, nice and easy. So if you have a kid up here, you don't need as much room, you want more space down here, easy to pull it out and expand it. 2 opening ports in this room, and again, let me point out all the detail on here. Just look at this woodwork. It's absolutely beautiful. All teak, all the door frames, solid teak door frames, solid teak doors. Okay, let's go down a little bit further. We're in the master stateroom now, and I'm going to close the door here just so you get a feel for the size of this room. The little hallway, and this is the master head that we're going to go into. You get a mirror on the door, and then master head again. Tecma toilets, Growy faucets. Have a nice medicine cabinet that opens this way. Lots of room, lighted, and then your shower again is just huge. So I'm about 5'8", so you're probably 6'5", 6'6" in this shower. We have a rain shower in this one, as well as a handheld shower on an adjustable rack. And then storage up here with access to wiring on both these. So anywhere you need to get to on this boat, we've thought that out and made sure that you have access to it. Coming out of the head across the hallway, we have separate washer and dryer. So full size, no little bikini washers. Real washer and dryer. Easy access. And then moving forward, is the master stateroom. This is a queen size bed, easy to get around on either side. You 2 steps up. And sit down, talk to you guys a little bit while relaxing. This boat has 2 windows on either side. So the 2 opening windows with storm covers. So these storm covers, if you're offshore and you're in really rough seas, all you need to do is close them up and tighten them down with the nut here, and you're good to go. Storage. Have I said that before? Storage. More storage. Nice racks up here. You put books or whatever you have. Down here, more storage. And then moving back, we have a hanging locker, cedar line. Most of the things that you see on this boat are standard. There are a few options, but like the cedar line closets, all standard. The automatic lights on the inside, standard. More storage. All of these doors on the storage are louvered, so you get good ventilation into your storage areas. We have a little bureau here with more storage. You have this on both sides. There's 3 drawers. And then under the bed, there's 2 big drawers. So you shouldn't have to fight about who gets what storage here. It's the same storage on both sides of the boat, and there's plenty of it. More storage on the side of your bed. So nice place to put your phone or any clocks or anything like that. And you can see all the way forward, there's a couple plugs there with a USB port. So we think about how you use this boat, and we try to help you use the boat easier. I'll point out these up here. They're a little harder to get to, but more storage. So deeper storage up there. And then the hatch over the top of the master berth. And there's ocean air shades, screens and shades. So you can make this room nice and dark if you need to, if you're up in Alaska. Middle of summer at 3 a.m. when it's light, you can close it off and it'll be nice and dark in here. And then here is an emergency ladder. So we use high quality mainship hatches, all stainless steel hatches on all of our hatches on these boats. And let me point out a little bit more storage for you guys on the side here. This comes up and you have more storage there in the step on either side. So just take a look at this floorboard. It's solid wood, teak and holly inlay. All this is done at the yard. It's really impressive. When you walk around this boat, there are no creaks. Nice solid boat. Let's peek underneath the floor hatch here. Let's see what we've got. Access to a water tank. See the bilges are nice and clean. Easy access to the off-on valves. Underneath the bed forward is access to the bow thruster. Each room down here has their individual thermostat. for controlling your temperature. Right now it's nice and cool. Again, rounded corners, all solid teak. Let's look inside this hatch here. So under here is a sump box for pumping out all the gray water. So everything, the showers, the sinks, it all runs down here and then gets pumped overboard. So this is the black water tank with the Y valve right here. If you're offshore and you wanted to pump overboard, you could do that. Let's go back to the other hatch boards going to the bilge. We'll take a peek here. So this is the holding tank, the other end of the holding tank. And you can note there's labels on all the hoses. Another hatch behind me. This is a deep part of the bilge, in the forward bilge, with the bilge pump and float switch, and also emergency pickup. And one more hatch here. Just access to the bilge. You can see that all the hose runs and wire runs and everything are nice and neat and secured. While we're in here, I didn't see this before, but you have more drawers underneath the bed for more storage. All right, let's go do a deep dive into the engine room. So first thing to notice, nice waterproof door with a window. So this is a watertight bulkhead right here. Open up the door and get into the engine room. And start out going into the engine room, standing up, but then you do have to crouch a little bit. The engine is a John Deere 6-cylinder, 265 horsepower. Plenty of horsepower for this boat. John Deere, just great engines, really reliable. They'll get you around the world if you want to go. All right, sitting at the steps of the engine room, looking at this beautiful John Deere engine, I'll point a few things out. These are magnetic fuel gauges, so you can see that we don't have much fuel in the boat right now, but as the fuel goes up, these little chiclets, they rotate with a magnet and they show you your fuel level. So these are always very accurate. So if you, for whatever reason, if you lose your fuel gauge up on the Flybridge or the Pilothouse, you can come down here and actually see mechanically how much fuel you have. You should be checking your oil every time you go out anyways. So come down, check your oil. On the way out, take a look at your fuel levels. Inboard of the fuel gauges is a connection brain for the throttles. So these are ZF electric throttles. So they come down here and controls the throttle of the engine. Further to the port side is your fuel manifolds, and below them are the dual Raycor fuel filters, both for the engine and for the generator. So all your fuel filters are serviced right here. They're really easy to get to. If you're running and you're clogging up one filter, all you have to do is move a handle. Further outboard are the two air conditioning units, and below is the ABT track stabilizers, hydraulic stabilizers on this boat. And there's a seawater strainer down there also. I believe that's for the air conditioner. Over on my right side, in front of the fuel tank, there's a water intake and a pump, and I believe this pump is an AC pump. And then further outboard, that's the track stabilizer. Everything's easy to access. 45-foot boat. You don't have to pull up floorboards to climb into the engine room. You don't have to squat and sit down or crawl around the engine room. Plenty of room in here. On either side, behind these walls, these are fiberglass fuel tanks. So 500-gallon fuel tanks. So you got 1,000 gallons. You probably have a range of 2,000 to 2,500 miles with this boat. You'll probably cruise this boat at 7 knots, 7.5 knots, nice and easy. May actually improve your range to 3,000, but lots of fuel on this boat. Also on these tanks, there's a big cutout opening. So if you ever need to get in there to clean it, it's already there for you. You just open up that cutout. Aft, these are your valves coming off the bottom of the tank, and then this is your water pump for the domestic water system. And then next are batteries, start batteries on either side. So these two batteries here are the house batteries. On the other side are the start batteries. So back here we have a hydraulic tank. So this boat has two hydraulic pumps, one on the main engine that mostly will run your stabilizers and maybe balanced stern thrusters, and then one on the generator that you can fire up your generator when you're docking so you have more power for your balanced stern thrusters, or this boat has a hydraulic get home. So if your engine is down, start up your generator, engage the hydraulic pump on the generator, and under here you can see the hydraulic get home. So that allows you to move this boat probably at 4 to 5 knots with the generator only and with the engine not running. Notice on this also there's a shaft brush to control galvanic corrosion. And these, since I've got it in my hand, if you look at the floorboards in here, these are nice heavy duty solid floorboards with a non-skid surface on the top. Easy to keep clean. You're not going to be dropping nuts or bolts or screws or tools through this like that used to happen on the teak grates. Further back, you can see we have a automatic engine fire system, and then across the top are battery switches. So you have the generator battery and the main engine battery on solenoids, and then a manual parallel switch in between. You can see sitting down here the soft patch in the floor, which you probably will never end up using, but just to point it out. On the exhaust, we have custom exhaust blankets over the exhaust to keep the temperature down in here and to protect yourself so you don't get burned. Further along on the back wall, we have a Victron battery charger, smart charger that's hooked up to the batteries. Also, you can notice there is enough room up front to get across to the other side of the engine. Makes it really convenient if you have two people in here working and you have to come in and out. Point out a few things here. This is your main engine raw water intake. Easy to get to, nice big robust bronze water strainer. Up here on the wall, this is your fuel manifold for your polishing system. Here's your polishing system. Dylan did a tech talk on these systems, so you may want to go to our tech talk to see how these work, but it's really simple. All standard. In front here is a fuel filter for the polishing system. And down below is the air conditioning pump. That is running right now. Dual fuel filters, Rancor fuel filters. These are 900s, these are 500s. We do have vacuum gauges on them. So you come down your engine starts running kind of funny, come down here, you'll probably see the needles in the red, and then all you have to do is flip the lever over and switch over to the other fuel filter. I'll switch it back. So these guys are running on that filter. So underneath there's another Victron battery charger. We've recently been using Victrons. We really like Victrons a lot. They've come a long way and their product is really good now. And then up here, I had pointed out earlier, but I'll point it out again. These are two air conditioning systems. They're split units. So you got your compressor and your heat exchanger down here, and then your evaporator up in the cool areas. Let me point this out. There's a copper strip on either side of the boat that is our bonding system, and you can see all these wires coming into the bonding system. So the whole boat is bonded. You see down here the through hull that is bonded into the copper strip. Let's go to the pilot house. All right, let's go back up from the lower deck. We're gonna go up into the main salon and then up to the pilot house. Pilot house. A great feature on these boats. That's why we love them. So don't look at the steering wheel. This is just a temporary wheel, so I'll leave it behind me. Point out the reverse strake windows again. This boat has two Garmin, nice size Garmin screens. We can customize the electronics any way you want. This is the screen for the key power stabilizers. These are your Garmin screens. This is your remote for your anchor, up and down on your anchor. This is your steering that they're setting up. Disregard the warning label. Wiper controls. We use Exalto. They're the best wipers. This is the key power get home, hydraulic get home. All you do is, I'm not going to push it because I don't know if it's engaged or not. But all you do for forward is push it forward, and reverse is pull it back. Here's some lighting and a rudder indicator. You also have the rudder indicator here electronically. Searchlight. Side power balanced stern thrusters. And then this is the ZF electric throttle controls. And up here is a Garmin display, Fusion control for the Fusion stereo, and then your VHF. We're not quite finished yet. There's a couple doors that go here. Storage, nice easy storage. We put all your covers in here. Under here, you have access to the evaporator, the air conditioner evaporator for this area. And there's other electronic stuff down there and access to the back of the panels. Storage down here, and then more storage over here, and access. And then here's your circuit breaker panel with displays for all your voltages and amperages. This is AC and DC panels. 24 volt is here, and your AC system is down here. And looking back, you have your nice settee, forward facing, easily seat 3 people here, maybe 4. A nice little table, doesn't really get in the way. And then behind the settee is a pilot berth. So if you're a couple cruising and you want the husband close, he can be sleeping here. So let me point out on the pilot berth, which is really nice, it does come out. There's an extension you can put in. So you have this nice long pilot berth if you are too tall to sleep in the shorter length. And you can see solid teak. 2 windows looking back onto the Flybridge. And we're going to take you up on the Flybridge. Flybridge is a little not quite ready for show, but we're going to show it to you anyways. Come on, follow us up. Sliding hatch overhead. The door. The gray that you're seeing on the floor is protective coating. So this, we haven't got up here yet to get it ready. Up on the Flybridge, you got 2 helm chairs, good height, good seat height, so you can see over to the bow. Single Garmin up here with a display and a VHF and a compass, rudder indicator, another Garmin display. I think this is the autopilot display. This is the spotlight. Now in stern thrusters, electrical ZF controls here as well. Under here, just a little bit of storage. And for those of you that are still using charts, you can stick your chart under here and protect it. So back here you have a nice settee. You can fit 4 easily, 5 maybe a little bit tighter with a fixed table. And then you got this big deck for your dinghy and for dancing. You can either put your dinghy this way or this way if you got a bigger dinghy. So you can fit a really huge dinghy in this way. And then we have an 1,100 pound steelhead davit. And rails all the way around with a removable rail so you can get the davit down into the water. Really nice. We do all our stainless work here. We also have a removable davit, or removable rail here. Clips in like that. So you can launch your dinghy either off the back. This extends, by the way. So you can launch your dinghy off the back or off the side, either way, whatever you prefer. Looking forward from back here, make sure I don't fall off. You have a radar arch with a Garmin radar array and antennas up there. It does hinge down, so if you're doing the Great Loop, I think this may be a little tall with the hardtop, but if you're going through a low bridge, you need some extra room, you can hinge that down. And of course the hardtop, which is really, really nice. Thanks for joining us on this Selene 45 that's going to the East Coast. It should be there in a couple months. It's July 3rd right now, so end of the summer, this boat should be in the East Coast, on the East Coast. We're taking you through. You've seen a lot. If you have any questions, call Selene Americas. My name's Wayne Goldman. I'm the president. I can help you, or anybody that answers the phone will be happy to help you. Give us a call. Let's get some of these boats out on the water. Thanks for joining me.